Yes, now one very important topic, that is your midpoint theorem. Okay. Now see, in the midpoint theorem, what is the statement? The line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and equal to half of it. Okay, now I am going to explaining you. This is one triangle ABC, and these two are midpoints. D and E are the midpoints of AB and AC respectively. Then what is the result is, then DE should be parallel to BC, and the length of DE, this will be half of BC. Like this, BC, if BC is 6 centimeter, this will become 3 centimeter. BC is here 10 centimeter, this will be here 5 centimeter. This is midpoint theorem, very important theorem. Again I am explaining, the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. Likewise AB and AC, this is the line segment DE, which is parallel to the third side. It is given to you. If this is parallel to the third side and equal to half of it, definitely when these are the midpoints, this is parallel to the, this will be parallel to the third side and half of it. And just the next one, the line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle, if then parallel to the another side, bisects the third side. If this is midpoint, parallel is given to you, definitely it bisects the another side. You have to show AE will be equal to EC. You can show it, AE is equal to EC. Okay. In this one, if these two midpoints given, then line should be parallel in half of it. And in second one, if this midpoint is given, line is parallel, then definitely E will be the midpoint of AC. These are two main basic concepts of exercise 8.2. Exercise 8.2, question number 1. ABCD is a quadrilateral in which PQRS are midpoints of sides AB, BC, CD and DA, and AC is a diagonal. See, this is A, B, C, D is your quadrilateral, and midpoint of AB is P, BC is Q, CD is R, and DA is S. Okay, and AC is the diagonal. Then join this diagonal. Then what you have to show? First of all, you have to show SR is parallel to AC. SR is parallel to AC. Then is it, and SR is half of AC. Okay. Second one, PQ is equal to SR. PQ is equal to SR. This you have to show. Then PQRS is a parallelogram. PQRS will be a parallelogram. Yes. I am taking two triangles because due to this diagonal, this quadrilateral is divided in two parts. Okay, one part is ACD, second part is ABC. I am taking first part of this triangle is ACD. In ACD, S and R are the midpoints. Okay. If S and R are the midpoints, then by midpoint theorem, what we can say, SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. This is your first, and you can say midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem is okay. Now take the second triangle ABC. In this one, midpoint of AB is what? P. Midpoint of BC is what? Q. So by midpoint theorem, what we can say, PQ will be parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half of AC. This is your second. Again you can write midpoint theorem. Okay, these two. Then by 1 and 2, what we can say? Both will be parallel. PQ is parallel to SR. and PQ is equal to SR. PQ parallel to SR and PQ is equal to SR. So in any quadrilateral, if two opposite sides are parallel and equal, then we can say this will be a parallelogram. Then hence PQRS is a parallelogram. This is your answer number 3. It was your answer number 2. And this is answer number 1. Yes. Question number 2. ABCD is a rhombus and PQRS are midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Then you have to show that the quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle. Okay, we have given clearly ABCD is a rhombus. Then what we know, all sides are equal and diagonal bisects each other at 90 degree. Okay, so what I am doing, I am joining AC and BD. Okay, AC and BD I am joining. Then I am taking one triangle ADC. ADC I am taking. Okay, and using midpoint theorem because these two are the midpoints. Okay, SR is parallel to AC, and what the other thing we know? SR is equal to half of AC. SR is equal to half of AC. And this is what is the reason? Midpoint theorem. Okay, one another triangle I am taking ABC this. Here PQ is parallel to AC. PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half of AC. Again midpoint theorem. Then by 1 and 2. By 1 and 2 what we can say? PQ is equal to SR and PQ is parallel to SR. Okay, both SR and PQ will be equal and parallel. So what we can say, in any quadrilateral, if one pair of opposite side is equal and parallel, then it will be a parallelogram. Okay. Yes. What is the meaning? Again, what is given here? P and Q are the midpoints of AD. It is given to you AD and AB. Okay. See, S and P. S and P are the midpoints of AD and AB. AD and AB. Okay. Then definitely SP is parallel to BD. SP is parallel to BD. If this this SP and BD. If SP is parallel to BD, so what I can say, SL is parallel to MO. This is SL is parallel to MO. And one more, I am taking this triangle ACD. This SR is parallel to AC, so I can write SM is parallel to LO. It means these two sides are parallel, like this. These two are parallel to each other. So I can say SLOM will be a parallelogram. SLOM is a parallelogram. And what we know, because ABCD is a rhombus, then this should be 90 degree. Angle O should be 90 degree. If this is 90 degree, then this opposite angles of parallelogram. Angle S should be 90 degree opposite angle of parallelogram. This. Okay. In parallelogram PQRS, angle S is 90. Now, same when you take a parallelogram PQRS, angle S is 90, then what we know? What we know according to the definition of rectangle. When parallelogram become a rectangle, when its parallelogram's one angle is 90 degree. Here one angle is 90 degree. That is why this parallelogram become a rectangle. This is your solution. Question number 6. Show that the line segments joining the midpoints of opposite side of a quadrilateral bisects each other. Okay. Quadrilateral is what? A, B, C, D is our quadrilateral. P, Q, R, S are the midpoints of sides A, B, B, C, C, D and D, A respectively. Okay. What you have to show? The midpoints of opposite sides of a quadrilateral bisects each other. Okay. So opposite sides of quadrilateral, this is the diagonal of another quadrilateral PQRS, and this bisects each other at point O. This we have to show. Okay, to show PR and SQ bisects each other. But I am taking the midpoint. I am taking one triangle ABC and triangle, I will take triangle ADC. Yes. In triangle ABC I am taking ABC. Here, which 2 points are given to you? PQ are the midpoints of AB and AC. So PQ and AC both will be parallel. And what we can say? PQ and AC. Right? So PQ is equal to half of AC and PQ is parallel to AC. And what is the reason? By midpoint theorem. Again you take triangle ADC. In ADC, S and R are the midpoints of AD and CD. Okay, then SR will be parallel to AC. SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC by midpoint theorem. So by equation 1 and 2, what we can say? PQ is parallel to SR. So PQ is equal to SR also. And if in any quadrilateral one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel, then you can say PQRS is a parallelogram. And if for parallelogram property we know that the diagonals bisects each other. It means what? PR and SQ bisects each other. This is the answer of this. Come on question number 3. ABCD is a rectangle and PQRS are midpoints of sides AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Show that quadrilateral PQRS is a rhombus. PQRS is a rhombus. What you have given? ABCD is rectangle. In rectangle opposite sides are equal. And these are the midpoints. PQRS are the midpoints. Then AP equal to PB. BQ is equal to QC, then CR is equal to RD and DS is equal to SA. What you have to show? PQRS is a rhombus. Okay, first of all, what we will do? We will show PQRS is a parallelogram. Then after we will show, and that parallelogram become a rhombus. Okay, and we will show adjacent sides equal. So what I am doing, I am joining A and C. Okay, now see, in triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, just you see P and Q. These two are the midpoints of sides AB and BC respectively. So what we can write? PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half of AC. First, and this is by midpoint theorem. Okay, similarly you take this S and R. S in triangle ADC. S is midpoint of AD and R is midpoint of CD. So use midpoint theorem. SR is parallel to AC. SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC, and reason is the same by midpoint theorem. And by first and second, what we can do? See, by first and second, PQ will be parallel to SR. See, PQ is parallel to AC and SR parallel to AC. What is the meaning? PQ is parallel to SR. Similarly, PQ equal to half of AC and SR equal to half of AC. This will be PQ is equal to SR. So again, in any quadrilateral, one pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal, then we can say PQRS is a parallelogram. Okay, one SAP and QBP. SAP and QBP. Okay. In this one, what we know, AD is equal to BC. Okay. AD equal to BC. If I take divide by 2, then AD by 2 equal to BC by 2. And what is AD by 2? This is your AS. That is why it is AS. What is BC by 2? This is BQ. That is why this is BQ. Then two angles. This is angle A is 90, angle B is 90 degree, because ABCD is your rectangle. And P is here midpoint. P is midpoint of AB. That is why AP equal to BP. Okay, then what we can say, triangle SAP will be congruent to triangle QBP. SAP and QBP both are congruent by SAS rule. Okay. Then what is the meaning? What we can say, SP is equal to QP by CPCP. Because of PQRS is a parallelogram and their adjacent sides are equal, then we can say PQRS is a rhombus. Okay, here you can write PQRS is parallelogram and adjacent sides are equal. That is why PQRS is a rhombus. Yes. Now take two triangles. Two triangles you take it. Two triangles, which one? SAP and QBP. SAP and QBP. Okay. In this one, what we know, AD is equal to BC. Okay. AD equal to BC. If I take divide by 2, then AD by 2 equal to BC by 2. And what is AD by 2? This is your AS. That is why it is AS. What is BC by 2? This is BQ. That is why this is BQ. Then two angles. This is angle A is 90, angle B is 90 degree, because ABCD is your rectangle. And P is here midpoint. P is midpoint of AB. That is why AP equal to BP. Okay, then what we can say, triangle SAP will be congruent to triangle QBP. SAP and QBP both are congruent by SAS rule. Okay. Then what is the meaning? What we can say, SP is equal to QP by CPCP. Because of PQRS is a parallelogram and their adjacent sides are equal, then we can say PQRS is a rhombus. Okay, here you can write PQRS is parallelogram and adjacent sides are equal. That is why PQRS is a rhombus. Yes, question number 4. What is given? ABCD is a trapezium in which AB is parallel to CD and BD is a diagonal and E is the midpoint of AD. E is midpoint of AD. A line is drawn through E parallel to AB intersecting BC at F. Okay, one line is drawn through E intersect BC at F. Show that F is the midpoint of BC. F is midpoint of BC, you have to show that. Mark one point G here, and what is given? AB is parallel to CD, it is given to you. These two are parallel here, AB is parallel to CD. EF is also parallel to AB. EF is parallel to AB. Okay, and E is the midpoint. These two are equal. E is the midpoint of AD. Then to prove F will be the midpoint of BC, this we have to show that. In triangle DAB, I am taking this triangle because EF is parallel to AB. Can I write EG will be parallel to AB, isn't it? Also, E is the midpoint of AD. E is midpoint of AD. Then what we can say? Definitely G will be the midpoint of BD. Okay, this we have seen. Now AB is parallel to CD, and EF is parallel to AB. So what we can say by this? EF will be parallel to CD. If EF is parallel to CD, then you can write GF will be also parallel to CD. Okay, and G is midpoint, that you know. G is midpoint of BD. Okay, then by midpoint theorem what we can say? This line is parallel to CD, G is midpoint of BD, then definitely F will be the midpoint of which one? BC. And by which theorem? Midpoint theorem. And here also no, midpoint theorem. This is your answer.